For centuries, convents have stood as bastions of faith, service, and female empowerment. These secluded havens, often shrouded in an aura of mystery, have played a pivotal role in shaping societies across the globe. From the sun-drenched hills of Tuscany to the rugged coastlines of Ireland, convents have served as centers of learning, spiritual guidance, and compassionate care for the less fortunate. The origins of these remarkable institutions can be traced back to the dawn of Christianity, a time when faith was tested and devotion ran deep. Women, often relegated to the margins of society, found within the walls of convents a space to cultivate their spirituality, pursue intellectual growth, and make invaluable contributions to their communities. More than just places of prayer and contemplation, convents became beacons of knowledge, offering refuge and education in an era when both were scarce commodities. The legacy of convents is intricately woven into the fabric of history. These enduring institutions have borne witness to the rise and fall of empires, weathered political and religious upheavals, and adapted to the ever-changing tides of time. Through it all, convents have remained steadfast in their commitment to serving God and humanity, their timeless mission as relevant today as it was centuries ago. As we delve into the rich history of convents, we uncover a captivating narrative of faith, resilience, and the enduring power of the human spirit. From their humble beginnings to their lasting impact on society, convents offer a poignant reminder of the transformative power of faith and the profound contributions of women throughout the ages. The seeds of monastic life were sown in the deserts of Egypt, where early Christians sought spiritual solace and a deeper connection with God. Driven by a desire for a life detached from worldly distractions, both men and women retreated to the isolation of the desert, forming communities dedicated to prayer, asceticism, and service. These early monastic communities, while not yet formally organized as convents, laid the groundwork for the development of female religious life. By the 4th century, as Christianity gained a stronger foothold in the Roman Empire, monastic communities began to emerge in urban centers. Women, inspired by the examples of desert mothers like Amma Syncletica and St. Paula, embraced a life of celibacy, poverty, and obedience within the confines of convents. These communities provided women with an alternative to the traditional roles of wife and mother, offering a path to spiritual fulfillment and intellectual growth. The motivations for entering convent life were varied. Some women were drawn by a genuine desire to dedicate their lives to God and serve others. Others sought refuge from the constraints of Roman society or the uncertainties of a world grappling with political and social upheaval. Whatever their reasons, these early nuns found in convent life a sense of purpose, community, and spiritual nourishment. The establishment of convents marked a significant shift in the role of women within the early Christian community. Within the walls of these sacred spaces, women were no longer confined to the domestic sphere. They were free to pursue intellectual pursuits, engage in theological discourse, and assume leadership roles within their communities. Convents became centers of female agency and empowerment, fostering a sense of independence and spiritual authority that defied societal norms. The Middle Ages witnessed the flourishing of monastic life across Europe, with convents playing an increasingly vital role in the social, intellectual, and spiritual landscape. As centers of learning and literacy, convents provided education to girls and women at a time when access to education was largely restricted to men. Nuns became skilled scribes, copying and preserving ancient texts that would have otherwise been lost to history. Beyond their educational contributions, convents also served as vital centers of healthcare. Inspired by the teachings of Christ, nuns embraced the care of the sick and impoverished as a core tenet of their faith. With their knowledge of herbal remedies and basic medical practices, nuns established infirmaries within their convents, providing care to those who had nowhere else to turn. Convents also played a crucial role in the cultural life of the Middle Ages. Nuns were skilled artisans, creating intricate tapestries, illuminated manuscripts, and liturgical vestments that adorned churches and cathedrals throughout Europe. These artistic endeavors not only showcased the talent and creativity of nuns, but also served as a vital source of income for convents. allowing them to maintain their independence and continue their charitable works. The contributions of convents during the Middle Ages extended far beyond the walls of their cloisters. They provided essential services, preserved knowledge, and fostered a sense of community at a time of great social and political upheaval. The legacy of these medieval convents can still be seen today in the countless hospitals, schools, and cultural institutions that trace their roots back to these remarkable centers of faith and service. Section 4. Women at the helm: leadership and legacy within convent walls. One of the most remarkable aspects of convent life is the central role of women in leadership. From the very beginning, convents were governed and administered by women for women. This structure, unique for its time, allowed women to exercise authority and autonomy in a world that often sought to limit their influence. The abbess, the elected head of a convent, held a position of significant power and responsibility. She oversaw the spiritual and temporal well-being of the community, managed the convent's finances and resources, and provided guidance and direction to her fellow nuns. Abbesses were often women of great learning, piety, and administrative skill, commanding respect both within the convent and in the wider community. Throughout history, there have been countless examples of remarkable abbesses who left an indelible mark on their convents and the world beyond. Hildegard von Bingen, a 12th century Benedictine abbess, was a renowned composer, theologian, and polymath. Her mystical writings, musical compositions, and insights into natural history earned her recognition as one of the most influential figures of the Middle Ages. The leadership roles assumed by women within convents provided opportunities for personal growth, intellectual exploration, and spiritual development. Convents became breeding grounds for female leaders, fostering a sense of agency and self-determination that challenged societal norms and paved the way for greater gender equality in the centuries to come. Section 5. Shifting Sands: Enduring Spirit Convents in the Modern World. The role and relevance of convents have continued to evolve in the modern era. The rise of secularism, coupled with changing societal attitudes towards religious life, has led to a decline in the number of women entering convents in many parts of the world. However, despite these challenges, convents continue to thrive, adapting their ministries and outreach to meet the needs of the 21st century. Many convents have shifted their focus from traditional roles in education and healthcare to address contemporary social issues such as poverty, homelessness, and human trafficking. Nuns work tirelessly in soup kitchens, shelters, and advocacy organizations, offering compassion, support, and a voice for the marginalized. The contemplative tradition of convent life remains a cornerstone of these communities, providing a much-needed counterpoint to the frenetic pace of modern life. Convents offer a sanctuary for prayer, reflection, and spiritual renewal, reminding us of the importance of stillness and introspection in an increasingly noisy world. As we look to the future, convents stand as beacons of hope and resilience. Their enduring commitment to faith, service, and community serves as an inspiration in a world often fractured by division and uncertainty. The legacy of convents, woven into the very fabric of history, reminds us of the transformative power of faith and the enduring contributions of women throughout the ages.